Okay. Rishud Moray Rabotai. Today's learning should be Hatzlacha Rabba v'Shemiro Yechol Yisrael Chai Ba'olam Shemiro Yitro L'Chai Yalei Yisrael V'Adonai Yisrael שהשם ישמור אותם מגיעים כל האיסורים וחטופי ישראל יחזרו לביתם בעזרת השם המשך רפואה שלמה לכל חולי ישראל. Okay, we start today's shiur with Perek Hey. We are up to Perek Hey. So far Bnei Israel came across the river, right? Hashem dried the river for them. They went across the river. We talked about the three monuments that they put. One Moshe put, and one Yehoshuah put in the river, and one when they went to the other side.
Can you repeat it again? I'm sorry. Can you repeat it again?
This is the review of last week, that the three monuments that they put, the stones that they put, 12 stones together, right? So 3 times they put, right? One of them was Moshe be'ever HaYarden. One was Yehoshuah did it where the place that the Kohanim were standing inside the river.
By their foot.
That's right. And one of them,
was the 12 tribes.
They took it with them and put it on the other side of the Eretz Yisrael, basically in Eretz Yisrael, right? Right at the beginning. So those are the 3 monuments that they put, and we talked about the last pasuk that Hashem is telling him, I did this miracle for you all to have fear of Hashem on all the goyim. So that's for the goyim, that to have fear Hashem, not to be scared of Hashem and not to do avodah zarah. And for you, leman yiratem et Hashem Elokechem kol hayamin. For you should be everyday situation, fear of Hashem. Not just one time you fear Hashem, okay, I worship Hashem. But the everyday life style has to go with the fear of Hashem. So that's where we stopped last week. Okay. Perek Het Amud Aleph. Vahi kishmoa kol malchei ha'amori asher be'ever ha'yarden Yama, when all the kings of Amori that are on the west side of the other side of Yarden, Kol Malchei Kenani, all the kings of Kenani, they all heard this. That Hashem dried the river for the Bnei Israel. Asher Alayam, all of them that by the Yam. Et Asher Hovish Hashem Ed Me HaYarden, so they heard that Hashem dried up the waters of the Yarden in front of Bnei Israel. Ad, look at this, we have another Ketiv here. It says of Reinu, but we read it of Ram, until they passed through. So the reason why is it written of Renu, and we read it of Ram. And of Ram, that's the regular meaning of it. That what? They heard Bnei Israel passed through. But of Renu means what? We passed through. This is take us to the concept that it's saying Pesach, that Chayav Adam La'arod Asmo, and you have to show yourself, okay, Iluhu Yasam Misraim, as if you and the Arab Misraim. This is part of it. Right? That said, Misraim is not just coming out of Misraim. This was continuation, like we said last week. Going through the Yarden, going to Eretz Yisrael was continuation of Yetziat Misraim. So this is it. Ad Ovrenu, we passed by. We have to realize all this miracle Hashem did for us too. Okay. Vayamas levavam, and their heart, the heart of the kings of the Canaan, was melted. Right? They didn't have a spirit anymore because of Bnei Israel. Everyone heard. This was like in all the news. As broadcasted in all the news.
Did all the waters from the world also split with this one?
No.
Not like
this, but this was piling up so high that a lot of everyone from far,
saw
what's going on here.
So they saw it from far.
They saw it from very far. And news travels, right? Okay. So now we're going to have the mitzvah of Brit Milah. Ba'et Hahi Amar Hashem El Yehoshuah. This is the 11th of Nisan already. Ba'et Hahi. Remember the cross 10th of Nisan. He said there now 11th of Nisan. Amar Hashem El Yehoshuah Aselecha Charbot Surim. Make yourself knives. Right? Interesting that it says Surim. So Sur usually means like a stone. Maybe the knives were from the stone. Is Mefarshim talk about it? Why the same thing as Sipporah did, right? The wife of Moshe, she did the Brit Milah with Sur, right? So here it says Charbot Surim. They talk about why this, okay? Veshuv mal et bnei Israel shenit, and go do a Brit Milah for the second time for Bnei Israel. Right? Why does? Why is it? Yes. Why again?
The same people again?
No. That means Rashi says all the 40 years, as Rashi or Radak, all the 40 years that they were in Mr. Actually, the Yehoshuah, the Pasukim will say later on also. All the 40 years that they were in Midbar, they did not do Brit Milah. What is the second time? First time when they came out of Mitzrayim, right? When they came out of Mitzrayim, they all had to do Brit Milah.
No one did Brit Milah from Abraham Avinu?
We're going to talk about it. Yeah, why? So first time they did Brit Milah, in Egypt they did.
Oh, throughout
everyone in Egypt.
Okay.
Right. So the first time in Egypt,
they were already older people, 40 years, 50 years.
They did. But all the people who were Egypt, they came out of Egypt, they all did Brit Milah. Right? First. So, and all the ones that are born in Midbar, they didn't do Brit Milah. The whole question is why. Right? They have different answers. We get to it. But at this point, they did first year. They had Brit Milah, they came, they brought Korban Pesach, so they all did Brit Milah to bring to part of the. That shows the whole 40 years they didn't have Korban Pesach. They didn't do Brit Milah. Whoever was born in Midbar.
There could be like even for 39 years.
Yeah, from the first year until now, that's 40 years later. A person could be 40 years old and 39 years old and didn't do Brit Milah. Okay? They did not do Brit Milah. So question is why? Gemara says there is a ruach called ruach sefonit, northerly wind, and that wind is very essential for healing. If there is no ruach sefonit, you don't get healed. So all 40 years, this comes from the Gemara, Hadak brings it, right? Why didn't they make a Brit Milah to the ones that were born in Midbar? Right? All 40 years that they were in Midbar, this Ruach Sefonit, the northern wind, this did not come. Why didn't he come? Because they were Ananei Kavod. If the Ruach Sefonit would come, they would go all scattered. They would scatter the Ananei Kavod. What was more important for them to have Ananei Kavod? The protection, good weather, everything. So Hashem didn't bring Ruach Sefonit. Question is, Radak asked the question, right? If you ואם יאמר אדם יכול היה הקדוש ברוך הוא להשיב רוח צפונית ולא ידברו ענני הכבוד. Everything they did it was in miracle anyways. The whole 40 years that they were living in miracle. Why didn't Hashem do one more? Bring ruach tzfonit and make sure it doesn't scatter the clouds. Right? Why not? That's what makes actually has connection with Chanukah, makes Chanukah very special. Right? So it says what? Bring that. The law mevatel mitzvah milah. So people they're not forced to cancel mitzvah milah, right? So it says Hashem does miracles that are absolutely necessary to save Bnei Israel, right? It splits the yam. The thing that just to make a miracle for you to do another mitzvah, okay? There's a mitzvah that you could do it later. The real mitzvah is to do 8 days. But if you don't do it 8 days,
To push it up.
you could push it up, do it later. Do it when you're 40 years old, like that they're doing it now. Right? So because of that, Hashem doesn't do miracle. That's what makes Hanukkah very special, because Hanukkah also, they could have brought the oil with the Tumah, Hutra B'Sibur. Right? When everybody's Tameh, Tumah Hutra B'Sibur. Everybody's Tameh is Mutar.
Right.
But Hashem wanted to show extra love and did this miracle, exception to the rule. Hashem usually doesn't do miracle. For you to do a mitzvah better, He doesn't do a miracle usually.
Why would it be better if they
brought
would?
the betahara is better. That shows the love
So
of Hashem.
they were tum'ah.
They were all tameh.
So what?
The
did
oil was tameh. That's
no,
the
I'm
problem.
talking about the brit milah in the desert.
That's it. I said because of the ruach sephonit.
Okay, but
The ruach sephonit was not there, so it's dangerous. You do a brit milah, you don't get healed. It's very
so
dangerous.
it's sakana. That because of the
Sakana
sakana,
nefashot.
Hashem said you could push it off.
Right? Because what heals the person? Ruach sephonit. Okay. That's okay. They say, how come these days do we look at the wind? It's coming, not coming. Hashem Shomar Petayim. These days we don't even understand right, these things. We do it anyways. Hashem Shomar Petayim. There is the only people who did actually. That's Radak continues. The only people who did Brit Milah in Midbar were the Leviim. Why? It says what? Brit Chayin Soru. They kept your Brit. They were ready to risk their life to do what keep the Brit of Hashem. Why? Usually you're not allowed to risk your life to do this kind of thing, but this is
Radak
we
says that they
see.
did, or is the known fact, or Radak
No,
says?
this is it's coming. Radak brings it from Farshim. Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Okay, so basically here it says.
Radak brings it.
How do we know from this says Brit Chai and Soru? That was Moshe's bracha to them. And he said, oh, they kept your Brit. That means even in the midbar it was dangerous for them, but they still did it. Why? Because everyone was looking up on Sheridan. When someone, little misvod, you don't have to sacrifice your life. But when people, your gadol ador, or someone people look up for you, then you're allowed to. So that was this one reason. Ruach Sephon. Another reason that he gives, traveling. When people travel, right? They are patur from this, because you have to heal, then travel. Right? So since it says Al Pi Hashem Yisrael, they didn't know. We're staying here. Are we going to move today, move tomorrow, move another year? They didn't know. And whenever the cloud moved, they moved. So they didn't know, do we do Brit Milah? So they didn't take a chance, they didn't do it. That's another reason. Oh, how come Moshe was punished? Right? When Moshe didn't do Brit Milah for his son, and the snake came, wanted to swallow him. Moshe was also traveling. One reason that, they had different, the Midrash says different things, but one of the reason that, Radak brings, it's because Hashem told him go to Midian, but he didn't tell him go right now. He could have done Brit Milah, wait 2-3 days. Heal Beshe, heal a little bit, then go. The baby was born already. Right? So okay, wait few days, then go to Midian. That was one. I heard another that the Midrash brings when Moshe went to the Malon. That's when the snake attacked. Malon is what? Inn, hotel. What did he do? Instead of taking care of the mitzvah, even he was taking care of his stay, to rent a place, this, that. He was got busy with other things instead of doing this first. That's what another reason is. And he was there already by next to Eretz Israel, by the hotel. Okay. So Hashem told them go do Brit Milah.
برخا شد دیگه
چی شد موشه؟
همه رو میلا کرد
This is
همه رو میلا کرد
Hashem telling Yehoshuah to go do everybody now has to do Brit Milah.
You know, it says something very interesting. It's like at lot میگه انقدر بیت میلا کرده بودن all the skins turn into a mountain.
Yeah.
چی گفتید که وقتی که موشه چی خوب بود بخورتش که
The snake, when Moshe was going towards Mitzrayim, right? He stayed in a place, in an inn, in a hotel. Over there, snake was attacking him, was swallowing him up to the Brit Milah and spitting him out. So his wife, Sipporah, found out that it's because they didn't do Brit Milah to the baby. So she took a stone and did the Brit Milah to the baby. Okay, that's...
Woman can do Brit Milah on a man?
Oh, Gemara asked the question.
They did it in the Soviet Union, no?
So, there's a whole...
من تو آمریکا دیدم که زنم
دکتر زن
There's one opinion that a lady could do also. There's another opinion that a lady cannot do, but she could tell others to do it. So
دیدم که صندک نشستی زن
که
کجا دیگه؟
اونا رو بکن. اوکی. و یسرا یهوشوع خربوت سوریم.
ارتودکس هم دیدم نشستی بخارایی.
That's crazy.
Okay. So therefore, why did they have another reason? They had why did as soon as they come to Israel, Hashem tells them to do Brit Milah, right? It says because Brit Milah is Brit Abraham.
It says
I told Abraham, I promised Abraham, I'm going to give them this land. Now you're coming to take it. Your children, Abraham, do Brit Milah. That's it. Brit Abraham. And another reason is this makes them united. We all become united. Everybody does together Brit Milah.
It's like a
we all
fraternity.
the same. Right? So to come and to capture Israel, to live in Israel, you have to be united. Otherwise, you don't survive. One more thought is that they say that the Priya only they didn't do, but
Please.
that's what Rashi brings, right? They didn't do Priya Milah. Okay. ויעש יהושע חרבות סורים ויאמר את בני ישראל אל גבעת הערלות. That's the one you were referring to. Yehoshuah did Brit Milah. He made knives and did Brit Milah in Israel. Al Giv'at Haralot. And he made the whole, it's called Giv'at Haralot because he made the whole, from the foreskin, became like a whole mountain. Imagine so many people he had, 600,000 men, he has to do Brit Milah on them. Okay? וזה דבר...
Yehoshuah did all the Brit?
It says Yehoshuah did, and there's the machloket that Yehoshuah did everything himself, which is miraculous. Or he was supervising. Right? When you supervise something, that is you
After
did
they
it.
passed the Jordan River, so Moshe wasn't there.
Okay, now Gemara is going to tell, the Sefer Yehoshuah is telling you what happened that he had to do Brit Milah on everybody. וזה, פסוק ד' וזה דבר אשר מל יהושע את כל העם. That's the reason that Yehoshuah had to do Brit Milah on everybody. Right? מל יהושע. כל העם היוצא ממצרים, all the nation that came out of מצרים, הזכרים, זכרים, כל אנשי המלחמה מתו במדבר. So all the ones that are אנשי המלחמה between 20 to 60, they died in midbar. Right? Why? חטא המרגלים. The all Hashem said, you're all gonna die. So those people were already did Brit Milah. But what happened? They didn't make it to Eretz Yisrael. They died in Midbar. Those are the first 600,000 that came out. בדרך בצאתם ממצרים, on the road.
Why the ones who were under 20, they made it?
Yes. Okay. כי מולים היו כל העם היוצאים וכל העם היו... Okay, so all the ones that they came out of Mitzrayim, everybody was already
Dead.
had Brit Milah. They had Brit Milah. But what happened? All the between 20 to 60, they all died.
Only 600 men.
600,000 men.
Mhm.
Yes.
No children, no wife, no.
Only the men died. Okay. וכל העם היולדים במדבר. All the nation that they were born in מדבר, בדרך בצאתם ממצרים, לא מלאו. On their way to Mitzrayim, that from coming out of Mitzrayim. So all the ones that are born in Midbar, they did not do Brit Milah. So that's the reason. Ki 40 shana halchot. That was the reasons we said why they didn't do it, either ruach sefonit or traveling.
یعنی چه روح سفونیت؟
Northern wind heals a person. If there is no northern wind, heal. They don't get healed. So therefore, since they were surrounded by Aran Kavod, Hashem didn't blow this northern wind, and it was dangerous for them to do Brit Milah. They wouldn't get healed. Okay, that's one of the reasons that Gemara gives. Another reason it was because they're traveling. Because someone's traveling, then it's dangerous to do. They didn't know how long they're going to stay in the house.
Aran Kavod بیشتر همه را هیل میکرد.
سالم نگرشون داشت ولی اگه بریت میکردن would be they putting themselves in there.
اگه توی انان هاکوود بودن هیچی اذیتشون نمیکرد، عفونتی نبود، گرمی نبود.
گرما سرما اینا نبود. But if you cut, right, you're putting yourself in danger. Because there is no northern wind. כי 40 שנה הלכו בני ישראל במדבר. So it's giving us the whole history of 40 years בני ישראל traveled in the midbar. עד תום כל הגוי אנשי המלחמה, until all the nation, the people of מלחמה, which is between 20 and 60, היוצאים ממצרים, that they all finished, the ones that came out of מצרים, אשר לא שמעו בקול השם, that they did not listen to the voice of Hashem. Why? They said, what is this land you're bringing to us? And they listen to Meragelim instead of listening to Hashem.
What pasuk are you on now?
Wow. אשר נשבע השם להם לבלתי הראותם את הארץ. Therefore, since they didn't listen to Hashem, Hashem swear that I'm not going to let them see the land. They're going to all die in Midbar. אשר נשבע השם לאבותם, the land that Hashem swear to their father, נתן לנו, to give to us, ארץ זבת חלב ודבש. Okay? ואת בניהם הקים תחתם. So, who are the ones that coming right now? All the children. All the children Hashem established instead of them. That means the same number that they were. Hashem made sure they multiply again and become the same amount. Right? The same
نفهمیدم.
600,000 مگه نبودن دوباره که کانتشون گرد 600 دوباره around 600,000 بودن دوباره همونا که مردن دوباره جاشون بچه
به دنیا
that's
آمدن.
it. אותם مال Yehoshuah. So those are the ones that Yehoshuah did Brit Milah. All these children that they were born in Midbar. כי ערלים היו. They were ערל. ערל is someone who didn't do Brit Milah. כי לא מלו אותם בדרך. Right? Because they did not do Brit Milah on the road. So that's the reason they give another reason that it's because of traveling, baderech. Right? because of traveling, they didn't do Brit Milah. כאשר תמו כל הגוי להימול, once all the nation finished to do Brit Milah, וישבו תחתיהם, and they stayed in their place, במחנה עד חיותם. They stayed there until they get healed. Right, which we're going to go, once they get healed, it's a couple of more days, becomes Erev Pesach. We were at 11 of Nisan now, few more days, 3 more days, is Erev Pesach. Now they have to do the next mitzvah. This is a lot of mitzvot in this.
در کجا میفهمیم که به 11 لخودش نیسان؟
برای که نوشته بود we had only one date in the whole Sefer so far. چه دیتی بود؟ 10th of Nisan.
که 3 روز
اون موقعی که
برمیگردیم.
اون موقعی که چی کردن؟ They crossed the river. So this is the next day. They did Brit Milah. And now we're going to go to soon to Erev Pesach. Okay. But ויאמר השם אל יהושע, Hashem told Yehoshuah, היום גלותי את חרפת מצרים. Today I took away, I rolled away the חרפת, the embarrassment, the disgrace of מצרים. מעליכם, from you. And what is the disgrace of Mitzrayim? Couple of things. One, because the Egyptians, they didn't do Brit Milah. So if the Jews doesn't do Brit Milah, it becomes like them. That's another thing that they say. Remember when Paro told Moshe that there is a Ra'ah in front of you, there is a Kochav, the star that is called Ra'ah, right? And it's represented of dam, blood. He saw that there's going to be blood. So until now, they all were thinking something is going to happen to the Jewish people. There's going to be bloodshed. Because they saw in the stars that there's going to be blood. So what was the blood? They became like this, blood of Brit Milah. That's the Ra. Until then, the Arab Ra were waiting to see what's going to be with this blood that Paro saw in the astrologers of Paro saw in the stars, right? Ki Ra'al Neget Parashem, it says. Ra'al, Rashi says, was the name of a Kochav.
So what was the embarrassment about the second embarrassment?
That was they thought that they're going to have blood. People are going to attack them. They're going to their blood is going to spill. But now they see, it was not that. It was a mitzvah. Damn, breathe. So the blood turned to a good thing, right? Here is Rashi. Rashi is on this page 22. Galoti, Hasiroti et Khalfat Misraim. I removed the disgrace of Misraim. Shayu Omrim Re'u ki ra'a neget penechem. Remember that was Paro told Moshe. So all the Misraim, they kept telling them, look, something bad is going to happen to you, right? Kochav echad yesh v'shemo ra'a. There is a star, it's called ra'a. Ve'u siman shel dam. And it's sign of a blood. It says we saw in the midbar that there's going to be bloodshed. So what was the blood?
Blood of the Brit that they just did.
We see that thing, that star is upon you in midbar. That means it's going to be blood on you.
הוא שאמר מה שבמדבר למה יאמרו במצרים לאמור ברעה
Remember Moshe used this as a prayer. When Hashem wanted to kill the Ben Israel because they did Egel, what did Moshe say? למה יאמרו ברעה הוציאם להרוקם במדבר. Look what Paro said you're going to do. Okay. Pasuk Yud. Sorry, Vaikra. we still pasuk tet. Vayikra Shem hamakom ha'o Gilgal. Why Gilgal? Because it says Galoti. Hashem said, I removed. So that's became the name of that place. This is the place we said before. Remember that we said the name of Gilgal on the last perek, where Yehoshuah put the stones, the 12 stones that he brought. He put them in Gilgal, it says. Where is Gilgal? That's the place.
That's where they had the bread.
Yes, that's where they had the bread. Okay. עד היום הזה. אוקיי. ויחנו בני ישראל בגלגל. בני ישראל, they stayed, they camped in גלגל. ויעשו את הפסח. They did קורבן פסח. بعد ב14 יום לחודש. So פסח in Tanakh. Whenever it says Pesach, it's not the Pesach that we're thinking about. Our Pesach is called Chag HaMasot. Pesach is in Tanakh is on the 14th, which is you bring the Korban Pesach. That's why it's called Pesach. That day is called Pesach. Okay, they did the Pesach on the 14th of the month. Okay, remember all the dates are right after each other. They came past the river on the 10th.
چه صداش میکنن؟ نمیگم پسح، چی میگم؟
Chag HaMatzot. Right? So the 10th they crossed the river, 11 they did Brit Milah, now
This
it's
is the
14th.
first time they did the Korban Pesach?
After 40 years.
Yeah? This is the first time?
The
Since
first year they did, remember?
they attached it to the bed.
No, the first year, except when they were in Mitzrayim. The first year when they were in Midbar, they did also. Remember the ones that were Tameh, they came to Moshe and said,
So why we were
why should
they did
we
a Pesach Sheni?
Lamani Gara Pesach Sheni? The first year and this year. Okay?
خود چرا بعدش دیگه نکردن؟
بریت میلا نداشتن. اول آرل هم تو پسخ.
مگه نگفتیم که اگه تامه باشه همشون میتونن
Tuma, only Tuma of Utrabistable, not Orla.
Good thing.
Only Tuma.
That was a good question. I like it.
اینا رو من از
اونم-
ربای موشی یاد گرفتم.
اونم فقط گمارا میگه فقط تام مته نه تام سارعت و اینجور چیزا باشه. It's not, let's say the whole nation has سارعت. It doesn't become to Utrabistable. Only تام مت. Okay, that's the گزارت کتوف. Okay. So what happened? ויעשו את הפסח ב14 יום לחודש בערב. Right? We know the mitzvah of Pesach is in the afternoon. That's they used to do it after Korban Tamid. בערבות ירחו. Okay, that's the place that they were. ויאכלו מעבור הארץ. Now this is a historical point. This was the first time that they eating the produce of the land. ממחרת הפסח. Right? From מחרת הפסח, the day after Pesach.
دیگه از الان به بعد
What
دیگه
happened?
مانی.
They're here already 4-5 days, right? 5-6 days already. How come they didn't eat? Is month of Nisan already? There were grains there. They didn't eat. Chadash. You're not allowed to eat it until you bring Korban Omer. So they didn't eat it. What did they have? Man. Even though the man stopped when Moshe died, right? But here it says, "Vayishbod Aman." Here it says stop. 2 stops. Okay, again. Let's go back to this pasuk Yudaleh. Vayachlu ma'avur ha'aretz. They ate from the produce of the land. Mimacharat Pesach. From the day after Pesach, matzot vekalui. Matzot or matzah, because they cannot eat bread, they have to eat matzah, is Pesach. The kalui is the roasted grains. Be'etzem hayom hazeh. And clear of that day, that's the day of they brought Korban Omer. Okay, and then the Mefarshim said, where did they bring Korban Omer? Those grains, or the Goim planted them. The grains that were in the side, Goim planted. They cannot bring Omer from there. So You want to tell me they brought it from
Egypt.
Ever Hayarden,
Uh-huh.
from Ever Hayarden,
Was going also.
when they were there? No, when those lands that Moshe gave to
Oh, Benjamin, Reuben, and
Reuben and Gad. Okay, those land, they didn't. That becomes b'diavad. Lechatechila has to be from Eretz Israel, produce of Eretz Israel, Omer. So what happened? When they came that day, they came the 10th of Nisan. They plant. Already by the 16th of Nisan, already was grown up and ready for Korban Omer. Barley. They bring Korban Omer from barley, not from wheat.
وقت شب پسح
This was another miracle.
که یهوی
Like-
رشد کرده.
Yes.
بعد شب پسح با اینا چیکار کردن؟
مان خوردن.
Man. They still had man.
قربان پسر رو با مان خوردن.
Yes.
واو.
So, because they didn't eat until the day after Pesach from the produce of the land. ببین چقدر چیز یاشان مهمه که چیز خودش نخوری. و یشبد همان میماخرت با اخلا معبور آرس. Once they ate the produce of the land, man stopped. Again, the question is, man stopped when Moshe passed away. Why it says man stopped here?
Because of the war. We said به خاطر اینکه جنگ میکردن خدا بهشون مان داد.
Right. They didn't come from sky anymore, but what they had, whatever they had in their jars, keep reproducing.
Oh wow.
They had it until
How many days is it
these
now?
days,
Moshe passed away.
7th of
Adar.
Adar. This is more than one month. One, more than one.
پس دیگه اسپروید نشده.
From نه not only sport نمیشه، هر روز reproduce میشه، دوباره جارشون پر بود. Right?
اگه پول ما هم اینجوری میشد چه خوب.
میشه.
بذار توی یه جار.
میرم. این جار ماست. ببینی؟ خواهم بگیر.
Of course, that's why I'm here.
Okay, so let's try to finish this perek. ולא היה עוד לבני ישראל מן, there was no more man for בני ישראל, ויאכלו מתבואת ארץ כנען בשנה ההיא, and they ate from תבואת ארץ כנען that year. One darash I heard, וישפוט Haman, it's a hint that Haman is going to die, Haman.
Come on, yeah.
וישפוט Haman. That's hint that end of he's not going to be successful. Okay.
کجا میبینیم ویشپوت هم؟
וישפוט Haman. It's like a darash.
The first time
Hint
they said
to
Yamotzi.
Hmm?
It was the first time they say Yamotzi. Nothing in Haaretz.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
First time they said Mr. Ars after. Okay. ויהי ביוד יהושע בריחו, וישא עיניו וירא והנה איש עומד לנגדו. Okay, Yehoshuah was in Yericho, raised his eyes and he saw someone standing in front of him.
Oh boy.
וחרבו שלופה בידו, and he has his sword in his hand. So, what do you do? Instead of running away, Yehoshuah goes towards him. וילך יהושע אליו ויאמר לו, הלנו אתה אם לשרנו. Oh, are you part of us or you are our enemy? Look at that. Yehoshuah was so brave. Right? Okay, you cannot. If you are on, I'm still. He's not going to harm me. That's it. Vayomer, and he said, "Lo, no, naz shomam, naz enemiam, none of the above. Ki ani sar seva Hashem. I am the sar seva Hashem, the angel of Hashem." So she says, "O Michael haya, shenemar Michael sarechem." Who is the star of Jewish people? Is Michael. I don't know if it was. Okay. And it says what? The only thing it says to him is atabati. What kind of conversation is that? It just says, I came now. What does it mean? Atabati. Gemara explains that he told him, I came, right? And he's holding his sword. That means I'm coming to punish you. Why are you coming to punish me? 2 averot you did. What happened? Today you didn't bring korban tamid. These are all Masechet Megillah.
מיכאל.
Rashi brings the proof. Michael Sarechem.
From Daniel.
Daniel. Let's read this part. Okay, two. This is Masechet Megillah, Daf Gimel. 2 averot you did. What did I do today? Where is the tamid? How come you didn't bring tamid today? They were preparing for war. So you should forget, we are osek b'mitzvah. We don't know. Today we cancel tamid. We don't bring tamid shel ben harbaim. They didn't bring it. Okay. What else? What happened to your yeshiva? How come your yeshiva was closed? Talmud Torah. What are you doing? You preparing for what? For war? Where is your Talmud Torah? So Yehoshuah asked him, so which one you came to punish me? He said, Atabati. Now, what is the mitzvah now? Talmud Torah. I came for this one. And then it says, Miyad Vayalan Yehoshuah betoch ha'emek. That's what Gemara says here. Right? Badak brings it from the Gemara. Right away, it says, well, Yehoshuah went and to the depth, betoch ha'emek. He went to the depth of what? Depth of halakha. He gave very, very deep shiurim. Right? And okay, tomorrow we are in war, let's take it easy, just read Chumash. No, we went very deep. He did teshuvah, basically. That shows you cannot do bitul Torah even for 1 second. I get to boy yomam elala. ויפול יהושע על פניו וארצה וישתחו ויאמר לו מה אדוני מדבר אל עבדו. So Yehoshuah bowed on to him and said, what you telling me to do? ויאמר שש בהשם אל יהושע של נעליך מעל רגליך. The same thing that Hashem told Moshe. Here the angel is telling
It's a holy.
Yehoshuah, כי המקום אשר אתה עומד עליו קודש הוא. He asked Yehoshuah, כן, and Yehoshuah did this. So what is that? Why shoe? Telling him take his shoe. Okay, do we know?
Take a shoe.
Take your shoe off, right? شعلنا عليك, right? Kohanim also, they take their shoes off and they serve in Midrash. Hashem told Moshe, take your shoe. What has to do with shoe?
Because they used to idol worship sand back in the day. Avraham
No,
Avinu washed the
Nothing to
feet of.
do. It said, what I heard is there are 4 different creatures. There are domem, like stones and things that they don't have any life. Then there is a someach with vegetations. Then there is a chai, and there is a medaber, which is human being, right? And medaber is, each one of these are in a row. Each one has domain over the other one, right? Medaber has over chai, chai has over someach, someach has over domain. So basically, medaber has domain over all the other 4. So the shoe, wearing a shoe, shows that you are in charge. It's from the skin of the animal, right? Not the shoes of plastic. We're talking about skin of animal. It shows that we are in charge. That's why we say, Sha'asali Korsaki, we think about the shoe, right? That you did everything for me. Everything is for me. We have an authority over all the other creatures. So Hashem says, in this place, I'm in charge.
Oh wow!
This is a Makom Kadosh. Was the Hashem when Shekhinah is there? That's what in the Beit HaMikdash.
It's not because of Tum'ah then, ki kafsh tamas.
No. No, Iranian.
تو ایران تو
ایرانی
ایران شما
هم.
نبودید، تو کنیسا شما نمی اومدید، شما جوان
چیه؟
بودید موقع.
Hashem says, who is in charge here? I'm in charge.
تو کنیسا که
That's
میرفتید
what it
همه
shows.
کفشا رو
And
جلو
also Beit
کنیسا
HaMikdash.
می‌کشیدن.
They take their shoes
نه
off, show.
کفشتر
Hashem.
نمیوردیم تو کنیسا.
همه کفش در می‌آوردن. فقط بچه‌ها آخریا در می‌آوردن.
Okay,
همه کفش
so
در
that's
کار مسلمونا بود
مسلمان‌ها کی یاد گرفت؟
از ما.
مگه
Okay.
میره ربای موشه.
have a wonderful evening.
That's it?
That's it.
This
ما
is the end of the
تازه
day.
تازه گرم شدیم.
It's 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm sorry to tell you.